Welcome to Let's Talk TCI Real Estate. Good evening. It's a pleasure to be in your home. First of all, let me apologize for not having a show yesterday as planned. I actually had just a bit of technical difficulties and was not able to follow through the show. But I am here today on Friday to be in your home to talk about all things real estate. And when I say all things real estate, it means anything that is connected to real estate in the Turks and Caicos Islands, inclusive of hearing from partners such as attorneys, government ministers, mortgage companies, as well as other agents to discuss the topic of real estate and their profession and how it ties into real estate. All things real estate also means that any topic that's going to help you make an informed decision on your real estate investment in the Turks and Caicos Islands. So I'm saying that because you may feel like some of the topics are not relevant, but once it's on Let's Talk Real Estate, it is relevant to your next move for your real estate investment. With that said, this show is about question and answer. So if you have a question that you would like for me to answer in regards to real estate, please feel free to put it in the comment section respectfully, and I will do my best to answer those questions for you. In the event that I'm not able to do so, I will revert with an answer at a later date. Meanwhile, let me know where you are listening in from. If there aren't any questions, I'm just going to move forward and I'm going to just talk about one or two things, give you an update on the market, and also remind you of some of the new developments that are coming here, and just do a brief recap about some of the previous guests that were on the show since season 5 began, because there were a lot of invaluable information shared and I just would like to remind you of it. So at any time you can add your questions to the chat, and I'll do my best to keep glimpsing at my phone and seeing if there are any questions. So with that said, since I began season 5 of Let's Talk TCI Real Estate, yes, it's been 5 years, we've had a number of very important guests, and all my guests are important on the show to share their knowledge. And one of the guests that was on the show was Michael Bovell of Turks and Caicos Sotheby's, and also Carolina Malcolm of Regency Christie's. They were both on the show as we had a conversation about the residential homes of single family homes and villas, and how it have and its impact on the real estate market in the Turks and Caicos Islands. That show, just to summarize it, some of the main points we spoke about was how single family homes had evolved over the years of real estate in the Turks and Caicos Islands. Single family homes was once just a place to live in, right? But now when you think about a single family home, you're referring to it as a villa. And it's more so in regards to short-term or vacation rental opportunities for income purposes. So not only do persons come and say, I want a single family home to live in, but now more importantly, they're looking for a single family home that they can use to rent out and get some income in return, right? Also, because of the vibrant VRBO short-term rental market, developers have actually take note of this as well. And because of this, they are now creating more products to cater to this need in the marketplace. So no more are we just having traditional homes, but we have moved into the contemporary style that is more suiting for vacation rental villas. So single family home has evolved over the years, and it's really making its impact in the marketplace. All right. The other guest on our show previously, in the person of Rochelle Brown from Global Capital, it was such a delight to have her on the broadcast to be able to share about the services that Global Capital offers. Yeah? So I've been seeing the Global Capital signs around the islands, and for sure it intrigued me because I wanted to do a deep dive into the services that they have offered or are offering, just to be able to compare it to other financial institution services. And not just that, so that you as a listening audience can have more options in regards to where you can go to for lending purposes to make your life and your real estate investment, more possible, right? So one of the things about the services that Global Capital spoke about that they offered, just knowing that they are a lending institution and they offer loans that where you can make a real estate purchase. But also what intrigued me a lot is that they also offer short-term loans for other occasions, such as for education, sending your child to school, for vacation purposes, for funerals. With all the things that are happening in Turks and Caicos, it's very important to know that, if a funeral happened, that's an unexpected event. But that doesn't mean that we are all in a position to be financially in order to bury our loved ones. And the fact that you have quick access to monies for funeral, that's really good to know. But, besides that, like I say, it's a real estate show. They offer so many services, but they are also able to do financing for micro and micro medium transactions. This is perfect for those of you who may be purchasing real estate. Say, for example, you may be looking at a lot for $100,000 and you may have half of your deposit, but you may not be able to qualify through the bank. Their services would be very beneficial to you because they would be able to lend you the remainder balance of what you are looking for. So, you will go back and you will review the show and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. She explained about the bridge loan. She explained about persons who are unbanked. They may not have a great credit with the banks, or they may have had a bad credit, but they are willing to work with those type of people to help you to restore your credit. And they are able to work with you in that likewise to help you achieve that real estate goal. So that's a really good thing. Great. Are there any questions? Please put it in the comment section and let me know, and I will do my best to try and answer those for you. I had another guest on the show, and that was Tor Jackson, the ambassador of the Turks and Caicos Real Estate Association. We actually spoke about, is it the right time to buy? And some of the key factors that we talked about that would impact or your decision was about, first of all, are you in a position to buy? Okay. Second of all, you have to think about inventory, the availability of inventory. You would also think about government incentives. Are there any government incentives that are available out there that will influence the time to buy? Say, for example, we all know that government does stamp duty reductions or stamp duty waivers. It's not going to run on forever. So while it is running, it gives you an idea of, hey, this is a time when I can take advantage of these savings and buy. So those are things you can think about. The interest rates fluctuates from time to time. That will impact someone's decision to buy or not. Also, the whole idea about if it's something that you need or want, if it's something that you want, you can still delay because it's not something that's necessary. But if it's something you need, definitely you need to make the plunge now. And most importantly, understanding the real estate market to be able to know when it's a buyer's or seller's market and where you can benefit from the best prices. But to wrap it all up, in everything, you need to prepare yourself and be ready to buy at any time. Because even if the right time presents itself, if you are not prepared and you're not ready, it still doesn't make any sense to you because you still can't move forward with that purchase. So the main thing is be prepared. So when that opportunity reaches and when you feel like it's the right time for yourself, you will be ready. Great. And one of the last persons I want to speak about, but by no means least, Mr. Waylon Williams of North Caicos. He was on the show and I had a real good conversation with him, just talking about sustainable development, green development. Again, a young individual, up and coming, and he was able to share a lot of information about how you can make your existing home sustainable and things that you can do if you are just in the process of building for the first time and you're creating your plans, what you can do to make your home as sustainable as possible. One of the things he spoke about that where we need to have more light access in our homes and get more open style concepts and get out of that where we need a room for each, like partition walls for each room, because all of these things is taken away from the sustainability of the home. So thank you once again to all of you who have been on the show so far. It has been a wonderful experience, and I look forward to all of my guests who are coming on the show in the upcoming months. And with that said, I'm looking forward to Ms. Shanice from RBC Bank, and she will be on my show next week talking about the commercial banking aspects and of loan applications and services that the bank offers. Yes, you have your personal needs, but I know that there are persons out there who are actually have businesses and are looking to expand on their businesses, and this is a great opportunity. And even for those who are looking to purchase apartments, yes, depending on the number of units, it falls under commercial. So you would want to be able to tap into the show next week to be able to ask your questions if you are looking to build an apartment as to the do's and don'ts and how the loan application works. So I'm looking forward to that. Great. We're going to move into the market report segment. It is the first quarter of the year, and so I think it's very fitting that just to give you a brief synopsis of what's happening in the real estate market in the Turks and Caicos for the first quarter. And what I like to do is to compare the first quarter of last year, first of all, with the first quarter of this year so that we can understand and see the differences that have occurred. So at this time, I'm going to put on the screen just a chart, just a simple chart, and it's going to be a brief explanation just so you can get a snapshot of what has happened in the first quarter. Great. So first of all, if you look at the table at the top, the first thing that you will notice is that there was a total of 76 sales countrywide, inclusive of all property types, and that's for 2024. So that's all property types, that is single family homes, condos, apartment, businesses, vacant land, compared to sales of 101 units in 2023 for the same period. Okay, so this shows a decrease overall in property sales. So not just in unit counts from 101 to 76, but also in total sales volume, you will see that there is a decrease in the amount of sales for this quarter compared to last quarter. Great. Also from the chart, you will see that Providenciales, all of the islands that are listed on the chart are islands that have had some sales in the first quarter last year and this year. If that island is not shown, that means there were no sales for the first quarter in those islands in both years, right? You will notice that Providenciales continues to have the most sales per year. And obviously, like we all know, that's because of a number of reasons. Number one, Providenciales is more like the main entry hub for international flights, where that's everyone's first stop and location. Also, Providenciales is more developed of all the islands, having more real estate opportunities in that like manner. Okay, so that is really what's going on there. Now, the second pie chart you're going to be looking at, I just did a synopsis just to break down how overall for 2024, single family homes, condos, townhomes, multifamily homes, and land have performed against each other to give you an idea of what persons are purchasing the most of at this time, okay? So there is still a decrease you will see in single family homes. So yet prices have increased, redefining price per square foot for the product. So you're going to see that single family homes compared to land and the condos are the least of what have been sold. So even though there's a decrease in it, I feel like this is as a result, again, like we said, of certain, looking at the chart, you will see that there is a decrease and compared to vacant land, which is actually leading in the number of sales, followed by the condos developments, you will see that single family home is the least of all the property types. Okay? Even though it's the least of all the property types, single family homes are actually the price point for purchasing has increased in value. And this increase in value has definitely defined the price per square feet for this product. What I mean by that is right now there are limited inventory for anything that is under $1 million. So all single family homes are above $1 million. Compared to if you were looking at a condo or looking at a land, you can find land prices, from 130,000 and up, or condos, you can find condos at 300 and some thousand and up. So those two products produce inventory that's in a lower price point, also will help to increase the potential sales in those areas. Whereas if you're looking for a single family home, in most cases, you are paying over $1 million in a price for a single family home in most cases. So it is redefining the price per square foot. So now you could be looking at price per square foot for a house, paying over $500 to $800 per square foot for a home because of the cost of the home. When I look at the land, which is most popular, land continues to lead in sales, which comes as a result, like I say, of low inventory in the single family homes. The fact that the entry level is more achievable with lands. Also on a larger scale, I feel that developers are still looking for land to invest in vertical developments, and this has contributed to the increase in land sales. As it relates to condos shows a return on your initial investment as the value of real estate have increased over the years. So condos are even more affordable than the single family homes in terms of price point. But one major thing to remember about condos is that, like I say, you find that most of them, you can get a return on that initial investment as the value over time has increased. Right? So just a brief synopsis of what the market has done for the first quarter of 2024 compared to 2023. Great. Thanks for sharing the chart. I'm going to take it down now. All right. Any questions or comments that you may have in relation to real estate, please put it in the chat. The last thing I would like to speak to you about today is just as a reminder, it's a real estate show. We're always asking and trying to look for that next move and that next opportunity, that next island that is going to take off. The buzz on the town, the House met this week, the Parliament met this week, and one of the things that they spoke about was the international airlift that is coming into South Caicos. I feel like that is a huge move for the island of South Caicos. So everyone has been talking about it. It was announced this week. If you are looking for that next spot, perhaps South Caicos is what you may want to look at. And basically what they're saying is that by winter of this year, there would be an international flight into South Caicos. I've actually been to South Caicos recently, as in probably a week ago. So yes, the newly built airport is there. There are some improvements that needs to be made to get it up to the standard for the international flights, but 99.9% of the work is already completed within the airport terminal that needs to be done. And so it is coming. So be on the lookout for international flights. I think that's going to be a big move for the island of South Caicos. Great. Also, we've been talking about international airlift into North Caicos. It is still coming. You know, I'm in real estate. My ear is on the ground, and we've spoken with developers who have said it is coming, who are a part of this project. So you want to continue to stay the course and look for it. It is coming. So make sure, check out the islands of North Caicos and South Caicos. Get in while you can, because there is going to be a big change once you see those international flights touch ground. Great. And one last thing I want to talk about today is just to remind you about all the new construction that is happening on the island. You can drive around, you can see it. Not only that, they're not just new construction, but new high-end development. The Andes has broken ground and is going up. You can see that there are workers on the ground. So that's a big change and a new development. The St. Regis is a new development that is coming. You can see that has broken ground and there are workers on the ground. You have the Lauren is another development that is coming in the Turtle Cove area. You have the Park Townhomes in the village of Grays Bay. So there are a lot of new developments that are coming, and you should continue to keep an eye out, because real estate is continuing to grow and advance in the Tricks and Caicos Islands. And just be alert of what's happening around you and in your surroundings and in the real estate environment, so that you can make sure tap into all possible options to help you get a piece of the pie. All right. And so if there isn't any further questions, or if further questions, I just want to say to you, thank you so much again for listening to Let's Talk TCI Real Estate. It's been a pleasure to be in your home today. No, it was just me today talking, but next week, definitely, like I mentioned before, I will have a guest in studio, someone from RBC Bank, who's going to be talking about the business and commercial banking aspects of RBC Bank. You don't want to miss it. If you're into apartment building, or you have an apartment or looking to get into it, or if you're looking for any other commercial business or loan opportunity, this is your opportunity to ask a question directly to a representative from RBC Bank, and where you can get your questions answered. So until next time, I would like to say to you, stay blessed and have a good evening. Stay safe. Thank you.
The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this show belong solely to Let's Talk TCI Real Estate, and not that of Keller Williams TCI or any of its affiliates. Any action you take upon the information provided on this show is strictly at your own risk, and Let's Talk TCI Real Estate guest or host will not be liable for any losses and damages in connection with the use of the material. I am not an investment advisor, broker, or dealer.